Okay, I wanted to talk about character webs and then triads in and using them for storytelling purposes. And I hope this is not going too long, but we will stop at 4 o'clock. Okay, one more layer here. And let's go. Okay, character webs. You might notice I'm writing with my left hand, which makes the writing a little bit slanted. So sometimes it's useful in order to give you a bigger picture of the story that you're writing, and give a better way of seeing your characters in relationship to others, to make a character web out of them. So, for instance, let's say that, okay, what would we call our protagonist? Give me a name. Some random name.
Beatrice, somebody says.
Beatrice? Okay, as it's quite a long name, I'll make it Bia. Or B. She might be an actual bee. A bee called Beatrice. Yeah, I like it. So she might have an antagonist, or if we want to have a nice story with something happening, then let's give her an antagonist. What's the name of the antagonist?
A wasp.
Okay, and what's her name?
Wah.
Like a real name. Are there female names starting with Wa? Woo? Vera.
Wanda.
Wanda.
That's good.
Oh, yeah. Wanda the Wasp.
That's smart.
Wanda Wasp. I can already see her. Okay. So how to start with making the character web? We need arrows between them. So I'll change color for now. So let's assume that Wanda, or let's think that maybe B thinks that Wanda is her friend. So let's make a nice green arrow from B towards Wanda. So B is Wanda's friend. Maybe they are in the same school or something, like a school for young bees and wasps. But Wanda doesn't think in the same way of a bee. So Wanda is actually Bee's enemy. So they are in a kind of high school. And but she might be like a secret enemy. So B doesn't know about it yet, but it will change this relationship. Maybe at some point the Wanda may do something, or B might do something nice to Wanda, and then at the end they might be friends again. So I'll make another sort of arrow to show that, okay, it's going to change to friendship. So and also I could put here some symbols for myself, like saying now, and this means future. So again, this is not a scientific method. You can think of your own ways of marking these, as long as they are clear to you. So do we have other characters? So it's a bit boring if we only have B and Wanda buzzing around.
Well, we need a sidekick.
We need our best friend. Okay, somebody is calling me. Just a minute. Carita? Moi. Pystytkö sä soittamaan tuossa 4 jälkeen? Tai mäkin voin soittaa sitten. Joo. Joo, kiva, kiitti. Hei. Yeah, I was actually expecting that call, but it came a little bit too early. Anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, a sidekick, ally, friend. It's
Yeah,
very lonely if the main character doesn't have anyone around them.
Yeah, especially if it's a high school, there's a lot of people. So B thinks that Wanda is her best friend, but she has other friends too, and they might be
maybe a ladybug.
Ladybug, or another bee, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Or what do you call those fake bees?
Oh, yeah.
Kukka-ampiainen.
Kukkakärpänen. Fake bee. And of course, her name is Fee. Friend.
Oh, they're called hoverflies.
Hoverflies. Okay.
Yeah.
So they are not.
But let's keep the fake bee.
Let's keep the fake bee, yes. Anyway, it could be that Fee is actually also friends with Wanda, and maybe Wanda wants to get to B through Fee.
Or maybe Fee and Wanda are siblings, but very different.
Mm-hmm. But if Fee is a like fly, actually. By the way, today in today's newspaper, I read that these what did you call them? What was the fly called?
Hoverfly.
That the hoverflies, when they are grubs. Now there's another phone. Mulla on opetus kesken. Joo, no niin, moi. Joo, moi. Everybody wants to have talk with me now.
You're a busy bee.
You're popular.
Yeah, it seems so at this time of the afternoon, at least. Anyway, yeah, I was reading that the hoverfly grubs, they live in wasps' nests and they are eating like the material that's left over there. And sometimes
So-
they also eat the wasps' eggs.
So they're kind of like cuckoo birds.
Yeah, kind of. But so
it would make sense that
yeah, that
they
the
would be siblings.
kind of siblings.
Yeah, adopted child.
Yeah. So I'll write here siblings. And maybe Fee has always felt that she's not a real wasp because she's actually a fly and she has like a low self-confidence.
Exactly.
Hey, could it be that it's nobody knows she's a fake bee and that
Yeah,
that
only
she
Wanda
pretends
knows.
to be a bee and
Yeah.
then maybe somebody finds out and then
Or
don't
only Wanda knows Fee's
yes.
secret. And if she tells it, then Fee will be thrown out of the school.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
I can't stop laughing at the could it be?
Could it be that the bee
Yeah,
is not a bee?
yeah. That the fake bee wouldn't be a bee. Okay, we also need some older characters here, like you remember the mentors and the mother
principal of the
characters.
school.
Yes, the principal.
Yeah. Would she be like a queen bee or something like that?
Or maybe she's, well, queen bees are quite busy being queens, so she might be like a sacked queen, like an ex-queen.
Ex-queen.
Maybe it will be a big man.
Or she
Well-
could be,
Neon
or
wing.
the principal could be a hornet.
Ah, yeah.
An
But
angry hornet.
Yeah, with
I
the
still-
short temperament.
They're horrible.
I still like it that she would be like retired from being a queen and now she's trying to be another kind of queen here in the school.
Maybe she's she's one of those old people that are thinking about the good old days and they're bitter because the good old days are gone and take it
Mhm.
out on their students or something.
Yeah. So,
But
but she doesn't have to be like that to everybody. Like she could be, like teachers have sometimes favorites, as you might have noticed. And so she might be like Wanda might be her favorite.
yeah,
And then she wouldn't like B. So
I guess she would be neutral towards V because she is the sister of Wanda, but also a friend
Yeah.
of B. So
neutral. Mhm. And then I think Nadine mentioned that there could be a man involved, and
Yes.
in the world of bees, the males are like, well, they are first pampered a lot, then they go to have their great honeymoon dance, and then they are not let in the nest anymore, like they are thrown out.
maybe there could be like what do you call these people who like take care of the school building?
Janitor.
Yeah, like a old janitor bee, and he could also be like either a mentor or an old guy or
Make
Yeah.
it a cute bumblebee. You know those really fussy ones that don't.
Yeah, of
oh
course.
yeah,
do it.
bumblebees, yeah.
Bumblebee, janitor Bumblebee,
Yeah,
and he's a male bumblebee.
yeah, he's very kind and soft and fluffy.
Yeah. and he likes especially phi and maybe B.
Yeah.
And probably I should also put different kinds of colors here, but I'm too busy. Friend, mentor. And
Maybe he
there,
could be more of a mentor to Fee because he's also technically not a real bee, not as much as Fee,
Mhm.
but still like.
yeah. So there could be also a young male character, like maybe, I think they are called drones, the male bees.
Mm.
A drone that has, maybe he's trying to be like a female bee because he wants, he wants to get into the honey business.
Could
Like-
be, or there could be
Yeah,
this
I
like
like that idea.
there could be this like drone bee who's like very strict about the rules, and he
Yeah.
would be the straight man in the comedy
He's-
duo.
His name would be Dan, of course, Dan the drone, or Danny. So as you can see, we are now making the character web and making up the story as we go. So that's how character webs basically work. So they are tools for you. Also, they are tools for analyzing something. If you're watching a movie, or if you have written a story and then you're a little bit lost about who actually wants what from whom, then you can write the needs here as well. Like that could be one color coding, like what does Danny Drone need from B, for instance. Needs advice, for instance. Or maybe Danny is in love with Fee or with Wanda, and so on. Or maybe the Bumblebee could also give advice to Danny about like what he should do with his love life. Because if he's faking to be a female, but he's actually attracted to females, then there might be a problem. Like, okay, so that was one thing. Then another thing that I wanted to show was triads, or triads, or triangles, however you want to pronounce it. It's called, so triangles and triads or trios. We already talked about the Freudian trio, but there are many other kinds of trios, and if you go to TV tropes, you will find them. So in general, it's good to think of your character web as intersecting triangles. And this goes very much further away than Freud and Jung and their pals. It goes all the way to ancient Egypt, where the ancient gods were put in these intersecting triangles. I think there were these 9 gods of the Thebes, or was it Memphis or whatever, and then there were nine gods of some other place. So each big city had their own 9 gods, or was it 7? I used to know that, like when I wrote the ancient Egypt book, but now I've forgotten. Anyway, if you look at any sorts of maybe, well, these go also well with comic book series. For instance, the Peanuts by Charles Schulz is a great example of these intersecting trios. Peanuts comic, you can find that on gocomics.com. That went on for like 50 years. So if you have a very long series, then these kinds of constellations are a good idea usually, because they are more dynamic than having constellations of 2 and 2, for instance. Well, of course, you can have 4 characters, but it's good if they are somehow intersecting as triangles, so that the relationship between these 3 is different than the relationship between these ones. Star Wars is a good example. There's also nice examples of archetypal characters, of course. For instance, you have, in the first movie that was made, there was Luke Skywalker, of course. And then there was Leia. And then there was Han Solo, and both of them were first in love with Leia, but also Luke and Han had their own relationship going on. They were first tentative allies, and then they became friends. And of course, those of you who have seen the movies, you know what the relationship between Luke and Leia really is. Or then we have different kinds of, or Luke has different kinds of mentors. There's Obi-Wan, who's later replaced by Yoda. And then there's Darth Vader, who's also kind of a mentor for Luke, but in another way than Obi-Wan or Yoda. And of course, these 3 characters, Yoda, Obi-Wan, and Darth Vader, form their own triangle. And those of you who have watched all the movies, you know that I could make that there's also Leia could be basically here, and there's a connection between Leia, Luke, and Darth Vader again. So Leia again, and so on. So yeah, intersecting triangles. Ta-da!
Starts to look like organic chemistry.
It does, yes, kind of.
Yeah.
There are some theories that compare storytelling with chemistry or physics or mathematics, but I'm not going there now. So basically that I'm going there now. So if you put different sorts of characters in one mix, then they react with each other, and out comes something else than what.
Yeah.
So storytelling as chemistry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you start thinking about it in a too mechanical way, then it becomes boring.
Yeah, I would guess so.
Okay, let's look at the I'll stop the video. I'll stop the sharing for a while and stop the record.